So here we have a interesting article again from Zero Hedge. You know Christine Lagarde, the head of the IMF, International Monetary Fund. If you look back at the history of the IMF, how it was created, when it was essentially the United States, as we always do, creating this little organization that's international. Again, it's in the headquarters in the U.S. IMF headquarters, Washington, D.C. So I keep doing these videos day after day, and I'm saying, hey, this one's moving out of the country. Ford, they said they were going to stay, now they're not. This one, Harley Davidson, they're going to Thailand, right? Everybody's kind of going out. What did Lindsey Williams, the good elite friend, the one that gave the greatest information, Ken Fromm, say? Lindsey, watch China. China is the big one. He said, I never knew what he really meant by that. Watch China. Oh, watch China. China's the big one. So I think this article will help define what Mr. Ken Fromm meant by that statement all those years ago. Zero Hedge. Lagarde hints at IMF being based in China in the future. Another one leaves the U.S. and another one gone and another one gone. Another one leaves the U.S. Look at this evil witch. Just look at her face. Look at this. Oh, I'm so important. I'm shaking hands with the president of China. Used to be, wasn't she like the finance minister or something of France or whatever, and she left that job to go work for the IMF. Why? Because the IMF doesn't have to pay any kind of income taxes or anything out of their paychecks. They don't really belong to anywhere. You didn't know that, did you? So if she can make her big six-figure salary and keep all of it. In a comment, sure to stir up questions over dollar hegemony and New World Order conspiracy thoughts, IMF Managing Director Christine Lagarde admitted during an event today in Washington that the International Monetary Fund could be based in Beijing within a decade, maybe. As Reuters reported, Lagarde said that such a move was a possibility because the fund will need to increase the representation of major emerging markets as their economies grow larger and more influential. Quote, which might very well mean that if we have this conversation in 10 years' time, we might be sitting in Washington. We might not be sitting in Washington, D.C. We'll do it in our Beijing head office, she said. Lagarde's comments build on questions raised in May on the IMF's push for world money. Yi Gang, deputy governor of the People's Bank of China, disclosed to the IMF panel that, quote, China has started reporting our foreign official reserves, balance of payment reports, and the international investment position reports. All of these reports, now in China, are published in US dollars, SDR, and renminbi rates. I think that has the advantage of reducing the negative impact of negative liquidity on your assets, end quote. What that means in real terms is that China views the opportunity of being a part of the exclusive World Money Club as an opportunity to diversify away from the US dollar. The Bank of China official took that message even further, saying that he hopes that China could lead in world money operations by integrating into the private sector. Quote, if more and more people, companies in the market use SDR, which is the IMF's currency, SDR as a unit of accounts, that would generate more activity in the market with focus on the MSDR. The hope would be that they could create more products and market infrastructures that would be available for trade products to be denominated in SDR. The People's Bank of China officially referenced how this trend was already underway. Just last year, Standard Chartered Bank, which is a club members bank, began to maintain accounts in SDRs. Again, they're preparing for this well in advance, folks. I've been telling you that. In terms of the first and secondary markets, they will develop fairly well. Perhaps the most important segment of the Chinese official signal was his reference that the official reserve SDR or OSDR, that allocation from the IMF is very important. This allows central banks to make the SDR an official asset and easier for them to convert that asset into the reserve currency they need. What that means is that China will become an even greater player in the world money market. Again, what did the Webbot tell us years and years and years ago? Death of the dollar meme coming up over and over and over. Death of the dollar. Is this not spelling it out, slowly and quite possibly a little bit painfully? Oh no, maybe the painfully part ain't here yet. Nomi Prinz, the economist and historian, stated when analyzing China's economic positioning, quote, "The expanding SDR basket is as much a political power play as it is about increasing the number of reserve currencies for central banks for financial purposes," end quote. As a reminder, the IMF's bylaws call for the institution's head office to be located in the largest member economy. And since the IMF was launched in 1945, that has always been the USA. Nope, it's going to be China, which currently has an effective veto power over IMF decisions with a 16.5% share of its board votes. But as Reuters notes, economists estimate that China, with growth rates forecast above 6%, will likely overtake U.S. gross domestic product sometime over the next decade to become the world's largest economy in nominal terms. Some, including the IMF, have argued that China already contributes more to global growth on a purchasing power parity basis, which adjusts for differences in prices. The IMF last revised its quota system or voting structure in 2010, but is set to launch another review next year. So, and they say nothing lasts forever. You could say that again. Well, I'm trying to tell you, the manipulation in the metals markets, everything, nothing lasts forever. Nothing. And I can't wait for the day the metals are let loose. But China's the big one. Watch China. China's the big one. So they're off to review sometime next year in 2018. You don't suppose that maybe, I'm just going to throw this out there for fun, maybe their review will say, China's grown larger than, unexpectedly larger than we thought. I think we're ready to move our office over there really soon. Not in 10 years. A possibility. It is a possibility. Take care.